We can't afford electric vehicles, and we don't know where the electricity to charge them is going to come from. I call this a mess.
EV owners demand the comeback of gas cars due to frustrations with EVs. Although electric vehicles may be the future of transportation, many EV owners are now looking to sell. The anticipated electric vehicle revolution appears to be slowing. Despite a surge in electric car sales in 2022 and the first half of 2023, buyer enthusiasm has waned, threatening the ambitious plans for a rapid transition away from traditional gas-powered vehicles. Following the promising momentum seen in 2022, the current lack of interest in EVs raises concerns about the long-term viability of the electric vehicle revolution. The initial enthusiasm may be waning, and this shift in consumer sentiment could affect the previously announced rapid transition plans. But why are electric vehicle owners changing their minds? Let's go on this informative ride and find out why EV owners now prefer gas cars. Despite the rise of the electric vehicle market in 2023, sales have not met initially lofty projections. Despite the launch of new models, price reductions, and significant tax incentives aimed at cutting purchasing cost, EV sales have not increased as expected. EV owners are tired, and after the Tesla Cybertruck failed to fulfill expectations, consumers simply want gas-guzzling vehicles. Even automakers, who are unprepared for the abrupt change of heart, are already altering their plans in response. In recent months, significant participants in the EV industry have taken strategic steps. Tesla, a major leader in the EV business, has once again reduced pricing. Ford, faced with market realities, reduced production of its F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck and postponed $12 billion in anticipated EV spending. Harold Wilhelm, Mercedes-Benz's CFO, described the EV market as a brutal space, pushing the business to offer vehicle discounts. Following difficulties, General Motors postponed the launch of 3 models and backed off of a public pledge to build 400,000 EVs by the end of 2024. Recognizing the changing scenario, Honda announced the cancellation of cooperative plans with General Motors to produce inexpensive EVs. These strategic changes by major manufacturers highlight the challenges and complexities of the emerging electric vehicle market. At Toyota, where the primary focus has been on hybrids rather than completely electric vehicles, a chairman, Akio Toyoda, bluntly told reporters that people are finally seeing reality. Even EV owners now want gas cars. But why is this? The burning issue. Multiple investigations have demonstrated that electric cars represent no more fire danger than gasoline-powered counterparts. However, the main problem is properly tackling an EV fire, as conventional firefighting methods have proven unsuccessful. While it's been demonstrated that the overall likelihood of an EV catching fire is not increased, the problem lies in the difficulty of extinguishing such flames. Traditional firefighting procedures, while often effective with conventional automobiles, fall short when dealing with EVs. Compared to combustion engine cars, which use removing oxygen as a key firefighting approach, EVs have self-sufficient oxygen sources within their batteries, making this method ineffective. Thermal runaway is a phenomena that increases the intensity of EV fires. When a single cell ignites, the fire can spread quickly, and typical firefighting procedures struggle to keep it contained. To extinguish an EV fire, the dramatic step of submerging the car in water is often needed. Even then, there is no guarantee of rapid success, and fire departments implement post-fire safeguards such as isolating the EV for a few days. The difficulties involved with electric vehicle fires have frequently led EV owners to consider a return to traditional petrol cars. Despite the overall safety of EVs and ongoing work to improve firefighting methods, the prospect of fire events, particularly those that start fires and burn entire homes, has put doubt in the confidence of some EV owners. Environmental impact lie. The claim of zero emissions, which is frequently touted as a fundamental advantage of electric vehicles, is being questioned as the greater environmental impact of these vehicles becomes clear. While it is true that EVs create no tailpipe emissions while in operation, a full assessment must take into account other variables that contribute to their environmental footprint. Unless an electric car is directly connected to a solar, wind, or hydro-powered station, its environmental impact is determined by the energy mix of the electrical grid. In many areas, including a large percentage of the United States, power generation is heavily reliant on natural gas, nuclear, and coal sources. This means that the environmental credentials of an EV are at risk if the electricity needed to charge it is generated in a less sustainable manner. Furthermore, research has raised concerns regarding the overall greenhouse gas emissions involved with the manufacture of electric vehicles. While manufacturers are progressively incorporating renewable energy sources into their manufacturing processes, some studies suggest that the creation of an EV may release more greenhouse gases than an equal internal combustion engine vehicle. The primary components of EV batteries, such as lithium, nickel, cobalt, and other metals, are obtained through mining, a technique noted for its environmental and ethical issues. This link to mining activities is critical for EV manufacturing and extends to the infrastructure that supports them, including charging stations. Cobalt in particular stands out as a worrying component due to its relationship with ethical issues. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC, is currently a major cobalt producer, with concerns about claims of child labor in the mining industry. This has prompted ethical concerns regarding the sustainability and morality of using such resources to manufacture components used in electric vehicles. While the idea of zero tailpipe emissions has been a key selling feature, several owners have become disillusioned after learning that the whole environmental impact extends beyond just vehicle operation. Electricity taxes. In recent years, there's been a growing awareness among electric vehicle or EV owners that the EV experience is not without obstacles, ranging from high charging rates to more crowded charging stations. While EVs were once hailed as a greener and more efficient alternative, the realities of ownership are proving to be more complicated than expected. One prominent source of discontent is the high charging prices connected with certain firms, most notably Tesla, which now charges per minute when the vehicle reaches 80% battery capacity at congested charging stations. This pricing strategy has created anger among EV owners, who are now paying surprisingly high fees, adding an additional financial strain to their ownership experience. The constant traffic at charging stations just contributes to the problem. EV owners frequently find overcrowded charging stations, resulting in some people having to wait for an available charging spot for extended periods of time. The situation has gotten to the point where stories show EV owners sleeping in their cars while they wait for a charger to become available, ensuring they have enough juice for the following day. The irony of EV users encountering such difficulties at charging stations designed to allow convenient and rapid recharging highlights the current barriers in the electric vehicle landscape. The growing popularity of EVs, while a welcome indicator of the transition towards sustainable transportation, has unwittingly put a burden on charging infrastructure, generating annoyance and frustration for owners. The increasing adoption of EVs without adequate infrastructure expansion and improved charging protocols could also exacerbate the current challenges. In reaction to these issues, some EV owners have expressed a wish to return to traditional gasoline-powered cars. Price and expenses. The attractiveness of electric cars, EVs, has been tempered by the realization that ownership has its own set of financial issues. One major problem is that EV owners now pay higher insurance prices than those who drive traditional gasoline-powered cars. This tendency is largely due to the high cost of EV components such as advanced battery systems, which can contribute to rising repair and replacement expenses. High maintenance costs increase the financial hardship of EV ownership. While it's widely assumed that EVs require less maintenance due to fewer moving components, the reality is that when maintenance is required, the cost can be significantly greater. Battery replacement, in particular, is a significant contributor to these higher maintenance expenses. The expense of replacing a worn-out or decaying battery pack can be a substantial financial setback for EV owners. Depreciation adds another dimension to the financial aspects of EV ownership. Despite their high initial purchase prices, EVs depreciate quickly, frequently more than conventional cars. This depreciation element adds to the total cost of ownership and may cause anxiety for individuals assessing the resale value of their EVs. These financial issues have encouraged some EV owners to reconsider their decision to drive an electric vehicle, with an increasing number moving to traditional gasoline vehicles. The appeal of lower insurance premiums, potentially lower maintenance expenses, and more predictable depreciation rates all contribute to this shift in taste. So, what are your thoughts on the current condition of electric vehicles? Share your thoughts in the comments below, then watch this next video about GM and their shift to electric vehicles.